The Perfect Run is most likely going to be my favorite series started in 2024, and we're only in February. Let's talk about it. Hey there everybody, welcome back to Fantasy Inc. My name is Wyeth, and today we are talking about The Perfect Run by Maxime J. Durand. And this one is one for the record books. Definitely going to be on my top 10 series, probably till the day I die. It's definitely going to be my number one for this year unless I am just blown away by something else. It was recommended to me by one of my subscribers, and I'm so thankful that they sent this my way. Maxime J. Durand did something fantastic here, and there's so many reasons why, but I'll save those for the pro because in my opinion, there's no cons for this series. With all that said, I'm going to jump into a semi-spoiler-free summary to give y'all a good idea of why y'all need to pick this one up. To start off with, our main character, Ryan Romano, is a time traveler, specifically a time looper. He is known around town and around the continent of Europe as Quicksave, and with his powers, he is able to do just that, save a specific point in time that he can return his consciousness to after he dies. And this man has died quite often. And with all those deaths, he's able to actually have one of the best perspectives on how to live life that I have ever read about. Specifically, has a lot of comparisons to Sisyphus rolling his boulder. His goal is to try and find his long-lost friend named Len, who he now has an inkling of where she is located within the city of New Rome. To take another step back to give a little bit more context, superpowers came into this world by the alchemist about 2 decades before Ryan got to New Rome through the normal timeline. And now multiple people out there, at least hundreds of thousands after all the genome wars, have these superpowers. It's similar in style to a post-apocalyptic capitalist society in New Rome, kind of similar to Snow Crash, though where Snow Crash gets a little too confusing in my opinion, this one keeps everything above board and so dang funny and fantastic and witty and heartbreaking, which goes into my first pro. This series is so dang entertaining. It pairs these great notes of humor with sadness, and I have to say, not a lot of books have the ability to do that. I could make an argument that Dungeon Crawler Carl does that, but goes to the extremes of the sadness side. But this one definitely takes on these very philosophical issues with Ryan having to relive certain situations over and over again without anyone remembering him, while also having this warm-hearted outlook on life, or at least faking it until he makes it. My second pro for this series is going to be the author makes sure to not go over the same aspects of the time loop. If he's already spoken about that loop, about Ryan reliving that scene, he'll just give a sentence to say, he does the same thing over again, and he's jumping into the new aspects of it. This differs from another great time loop series out there known as The Mother of Learning, where a lot of the scenes are relived just with small tweaks here and there. Yes, Ryan makes those small tweaks, but it leaves it up to the reader to just assume he did so, which is phenomenal. We're not backtracking at all, because that's an easy way to lose the reader's attention. And where Ryan makes new moves within each time loop, he's able to do it in such an innovative way that the reader does not see coming. Finally, my last pro for this series is going to be Ryan Romano, the protagonist. Probably is my favorite protagonist that I have ever read before. The man is enigmatic, the man is entertaining, though he has wisdom and faults as well. Every great series needs to have a little character development throughout the series. And to be quite candid, I was a big fan of Ryan from the first page and even more of a fan by the last page. And a lot of series, they provide a main character who is all right, and then by the end of it, you love the main character. Nope, not here. He is a fantastic protagonist from the beginning, and he just gets better and better and better as the series goes on. So everyone out there needs to be sure to pick up The Perfect Run, because I was so impressed with it, as y'all can probably tell. Now we're going to go ahead and jump to the deep dive, talking about the spoilers on this one. So if you have picked it up, if you have read this, please stick around for this video. If not, feel free to click on off, check the bio if you want to pick this one up and support the channel. If you want to find it your own way, it is on Royal Road. And you're able to read it for free there. With all that said, I do appreciate everyone's time, and be sure to keep reading. Welcome to the deep dive, everybody. We haven't had one in a while, and this one might be on the shorter side, seeing as I'm losing the light. Though I definitely want to have one for this series because there's so many specific areas that I want to cover in this book, and I haven't thought about exactly what I'm going to say, so I'm going to get to rambling. When it comes to this series, keeping it 3 books was such a smart idea, and there's only ever so much you can do with a time loop series, and definitely the author finds a way to almost do it all. The fact that Ryan has this video game terminology throughout the books is wonderful, how he unlocks hidden routes or new routes, whether it be through going the corporate route or going the mafioso route, or even going the hidden route of getting involved with the Psycho Gang was phenomenal. With Ryan's main quest, specifically, he was trying to find his best friend Len, as y'all know, because he wanted to have someone within his life that could actually remember him. And when he gets to meet her within the first book, we see that she is very much a shadow of her former self. So now Ryan's perfect run, a mindset that I think I'm going to be taking on within my own life, he's going to try to at least end it with the opportunity for her to be happy. But he makes promises along the way to various people, and he is a man of his word, so his perfect run is no longer just to make Len a happy person after he leaves, it's to take out the meta gang. It's to make sure that the Dynamis knockoffs are put to bed, and make sure that Bloodstream, his former father figure, is finally laid to rest. And various amounts of other promises he makes, so it's pretty insane that he was able to actually achieve his perfect run within just 18 loops. And he finds out that his perfect run is not only making other people happy, but it's also making sure that he himself is happy. Now, we have this good comparison when he goes to Monaco and lives his whole life within such a terrible situation. Being trapped in a place with cannibal clowns is not ideal, to say the least, but he learns the similarities between himself and Sisyphus. You have to love the boulder, and this is something that I will try to remember throughout my own life when I face struggles and face situations that I don't find too ideal. If I power through and I learn to love those difficult moments, then the happy moments will only become sweeter. And that is why I really did enjoy this series. It's not just something entertaining that you can pick up and kind of lose yourself in, a little escape from reality. It's also something that once you put it down, you can take some of these lessons that you learn throughout this fiction book, not a self-help book, and apply them to your own life. And ideally, Ryan Romano probably shouldn't be the person you look up to as a figure to kind of, not idealize, but embody. Though, when I got done reading it, he definitely had some outlooks on life that I definitely want to share myself. So that is why this series was such an impactful one for me. And I actually, once I finished it, reread it immediately. And I never do that with a book. I usually will try to wait a couple months, if not a year or two, before I go back to a series I really love, because I want to forget certain things. So it's almost a new experience, you know, like watching a TV show a couple years after you first watched it. But I didn't need to do that with this one. Yeah, I skipped certain parts where I knew something was going to happen. Well, I knew it was all going to happen. But at the end of the day, this one really did blow me away, and I was so impressed with it all, as you guys can probably tell. This is going to be a short deep dive since I'm definitely losing the lights, so I do appreciate everyone's time today. I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your week, and be sure to jump in the comments and let me know if you did read The Perfect Run, what you thought about it. And also, please recommend me some more series, because I've been doing a lot of read-throughs of recommendations I've been getting, and this one definitely did not disappoint. So if you got another one out there, then I'm looking forward to it. Thank you again. I do appreciate everyone's time, and be sure to keep reading.